Hello everyone! And I realized I zoomed out and I made an adjustment on these. We're gonna adjust, but in the meantime, we have Barbara Color today. Let's see, Barbara, you may need to unmute a little bit. I don't know if I got you there.
Hello, Emily. I'm here. Do you hear me?
Perfect. Yes, I hear you. Okay, awesome. All right, hang on. I'm just making a quick adjustment here. Everybody can see the behind the scenes magic. Woo, there we go. All right. All right, hello everyone. I'm gonna turn down the music just slightly here. All these tiny little adjustments that we make as things go on. All right, let's see. Who do we have in chat this morning? We have got Marie-Louise, good morning. Angela, good morning. Carol, good morning. Andre, good morning. Kenny, good morning. And Sheena, good morning. Hannah, hello. Shannon, hello. And Mona, good morning. Let's see, who else? Make sure I'm not missing anyone.
Namalu from Réunion Island.
What was that?
Namalu, Marie-Louise comes from Réunion
yes, okay.
Island.
Sorry, it threw me for a second because I'm used to watching my desktop like audio to see my music, and all of a sudden because you're my desktop audio, I'm like, wait a minute, why is it so big? And then I realized it's because we're talking. There's another voice on here. Good morning, Carl. See, it's all things that I still need to get used to. It popped down. All right, so let's see who we got. We've got Kelly and Melissa and Nina, and I know I missed some people. Rachel, good morning. Okay, hello. Oh, all right, Barbara, you're gonna have to help me with some of the name pronunciations. Is it Orale or Orly?
Aurélie.
Aurélie, okay,
Bonjour,
perfect.
Aurélie, je ne t'ai pas vu passer. Aurélie. Aurélie is a French friend of mine. And so
nice.
I'm going to translate some of the answers you can give us in French, if you don't mind.
Yes,
so
please.
My French friends can follow too. Donc, je vais traduire en français ce que Émilie répond aux éventuelles questions que vous aurez et les quelques trucs qu'on va discuter ensemble. Comme ça, nos amis francophones ne sont pas oubliés dans ce live. Merci à tous d'être là. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, awesome. Well, today, Barbara and I are doing a bit of a buddy color here from 30 Days of Creativity. We were lucky enough that the wonderful, amazing Johanna sent us an early release copy, although it is available now. It has been released, I think, in the US. I think the UK might still be waiting. And so you can pick up your copy. I actually may or may not have also ordered myself an extra copy because let's be honest. But we both have these wonderful, beautiful nameplates. And so this is what we are going to be coloring on today.
Wonderful. I can't wait to color with you this beautiful page by Johanna Basford.
Awesome. Well, Barbara, what are you using for your pencils today?
I'm going to use my polychromos pencils.
Very nice.
Je vais utiliser les polychromos aujourd'hui. And you, Emily?
I just went simple, and I am using the 24 Staedtler Super Soft that Johanna sent along with the books. I was looking at all my pencils, and I was just like, nope, we're going simple today.
Perfect. Émilie va utiliser le set de 24 Staedtler Super Soft que Johanna nous a envoyé en cadeau avec le livre. Et comme ça, elle pourra partager avec vous ses impressions sur ces crayons. And in that way, you can share with our friends your impressions about those pencils.
Yes, of course. In fact, I had a viewer that was lovely enough to send me a couple of the other Staedtler pencils. So like I already have the Staedtler Ergosoft, which we all know that I absolutely love. But then she sent along the Norris ones and the triangular pencils. So I actually think one of these days I want to do a video and compare all of the budget Staedtler pencils because, I mean, it's a really good pencil brand. I really enjoy it.
Oh, I can't wait to see this video. I'm going just to translate for my French friends.
Of course.
Émilie a déjà plusieurs marques de crayons Staedtler, donc elle va faire bientôt une vidéo comparative des différentes marques bon marché de Staedtler, ce qui vous permettra de choisir vos meilleurs crayons Staedtler, ceux qui vous conviennent. Bonjour Adri, bienvenue sur ce live. Oui, on parle français, moi je suis belge et donc on fait un live bilingue aujourd'hui entre Émilie et moi en français et en anglais. Hello Haliani from Brazil, I'm so happy to see you.
Awesome. I feel so like sophisticated with two different languages going on here. Honestly, like French is such a pretty language. I love listening to it so much. I don't know what you're saying half the time, but it's gorgeous and I love it.
I just translate what you're saying and I explain to our friend Adri Gom that we speak French here in this video.
Very nice. I love it so much. Well, because I was you and I were talking before, and I always just assumed, before I knew where you were at, I always just assumed, I'm like, oh, she must be, in France. But nope, I had no idea that like half of Belgium speaks French.
Yes, half of Belgium, the south part of Belgium speaks French, and the north part speaks Dutch.
That's
and there is
awesome.
also a very tiny part who speaks German.
I think I need to like look at my world map here and like see exactly where it's located, because it has to be partially because of like location, right? And the surrounding countries.
Sorry?
Oh, I was saying, I think I need to look at a map and see exactly where Belgium is settled, because probably the influence of the other languages has to do with where Belgium is located, right?
Yes, of course. We are between France and Netherlands. So that were our countries before we were Belgium.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Michelle, thank you for subscribing. That's 15 months. Can we get some hypes in chat for Michelle here? Use those handy dandy emotes, or you can type exclamation point hype. Thank you so much, Michelle. I appreciate that. Good morning, Stephanie. How are you? Hi, Annette. In the UK. Very nice. Yeah, that's one thing I love about this time of day, is that it's a little bit more of a agreeable time for those of you in other time zones. I know me streaming late at night doesn't necessarily work for everyone. So, Barbara, do you have a favorite page in here yet?
In this book of
Yes.
30 days?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I really love. My favorite page is the ocean one. You see, I've already done this coloring in it.
Oh, yes, that starfish is so pretty.
The ocean is really my favorite one, but I love also very much the stamp page.
Oh, I haven't done the stamp page yet. I tackled that ice cream cone last night, and I think I've been leaning more towards the ones where I like add in my little bits and bobs, but I'd be lying if I said that like Johanna's style like definitely influences how I draw quite a bit. And I think that's probably because I've also been staring at her drawings for probably about 5 years or so. That tends to influence it just a little bit.
And you, do you have a favorite page? Émilie, est-ce que tu as une page favorite dans ce livre?
I like the robots. I like the robots for sure. I think they're adorable.
I love how you colored them.
Thanks. We're going for happy, colorful. And yeah, I think like you, I like the ocean one, and I like just like the little individual tidbits. You can see I've just done one so far, but Stephanie says, got my 30 days book yesterday. I'm looking forward to Johanna's course with it next week, right? It's going to be so fun. It's going to be awesome. It's so cool that she is doing so much stuff just for the launch, and the fact that she released two books this year alone. Like that's just, I know she said she did it once before, but still, I feel like we're pretty spoiled getting two books.
It's like it's Christmas all year this
right?
year.
Which is why I felt so silly in the interview asking her, like, so can we hear about the next book, before we even had our hands on this book?
That's true.
It's like,
Émilie
what a
dit que
nice present. When can we have our next present?
Émilie dit que c'est trop chouette que Johanna ait fait 2 livres sur la même année, et dans son interview de Johanna qu'on peut voir sur sa chaîne YouTube, elle demande quand est-ce que le prochain livre sortira, et à la limite ça fait un peu enfant gâté, quoi, vous voyez les amis, on n'a pas encore reçu 30 jours de créativité qu'on demande déjà pour le suivant.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, so you like the ocean page. So how do you feel, out of all of the books that she has, how do you feel about like which one is your favorite book? Do you really like her Lost Ocean book, or do you have another one of her books that's a favorite?
Lost Ocean actually was the first book I bought from Johanna, and it was my first professional coloring book, I would say.
Oh, awesome.
Yes, and so that's that book which brought me into the coloring community.
No, that's fair. I think a lot of us are the books that we first get into probably stay our favorite for a while. My first that I picked up was Enchanted Forest, and I really enjoyed that one. Nice. But I wouldn't say, I think because she's come out with some subsequent books that I like a little bit more. I think Magical Jungle is at the top of my list, but that's because like that was the first time she really started introducing maybe not quite as detailed drawings, and there were a lot more animals in that one, so it was it was different than what she had put out before.
Yes, it's true. My
So,
favorite one is Worlds of Wonder.
oh, I do like Worlds of Wonder. That one is really nice too. Oh, they're all just so good, which makes me just that much more mystified about what her next one is, because she said it's one that it's a theme that they haven't done before. It's not going to be medieval. It's not going to be space. It's not going to be a Halloween theme book. She doesn't necessarily enjoy drawing people, so I don't think it'd be like a book filled with fairies or anything, but it definitely makes you wonder. I don't know. Do you have any guesses what her next book theme will be? Good morning, Ams.
Émilie demande si vous avez une idée de ce que sera le prochain livre de Johanna Basford, parce qu'elle a déjà fait beaucoup de thèmes et elle a dit que ce serait un livre dans un autre thème. Donc, si vous avez des idées sur son prochain livre qui sort l'année prochaine, vous pouvez le dire dans le chat. For my part, I've seen a sketch in her story, and it really looked like a sewing room. Sewing,
Oh, yeah,
and
sewing
so
room.
maybe it's a book about all the well-being activities that we can have, and maybe each page represents one activity, for example. That's an idea I have.
That would be perfect. Just because, I mean, the coloring community kind of goes hand in hand with like the crafting community. Like, oh, that would be so fun. I didn't even think about that. Like, I see your stories, but then like I didn't even register it. That would be fun. I have like, there's so many bits and bobs that you could do in a sewing room. I mean, all the material, the threads, the ribbon. I mean, sky's the limit.
Yes, she said it wasn't about robots.
Yes, not about robots. Yeah. So when I asked her, she doesn't like the idea of drawing anything that would incite like a lot of like gray colors. Like she wants something that would be colorful. So that's why like no space and no medieval, because when she thinks of that, she thinks like a lot of gray. So that makes sense for that one. But yeah, I didn't even think about that, the sewing room. I like that a lot. I guess her girls know what the theme is. And so she's like, nobody asked them.
It's the biggest question of the year. What will be the next book by Johanna Basford? C'est la grande question de l'année.
It's why I feel so silly, because I'm just like, we just got this book. Why are we already asking? Because we love her books and we can't help it.
we never have enough.
Exactly. Hi, Ruthie. That would go with also my interior guess. Yeah, Nina, I think that's a good idea. Yeah, right, Ams? I like that. A sewing room. I mean, there's a crafting room. I mean, there's so many things.
Yes, it can be lots of things. Yeah. So I introduced some Prismacolor in my coloring. I want to let you know,
nice.
because we need the deco pink and probably some sky blue light. So
I love deco
for people
pink,
who are trying to follow, I use the light shades of Prismacolor. I love them so much.
Right? Me too. I was so sad to find out that there were, so like the whole deco color, like line, there used to be a lot more. Like, I guess there was a deco blue. Like, that would be so pretty.
They are like three deco blue, because they are three very pale blue,
Yeah, exactly. I probably use sky blue light a lot more often than like the powder blue, mostly because it's a little bit of a warmer blue. I was lucky enough to get my hands on some deco orange, which is a color that they discontinued. It's really similar to salmon, but it's a little bit lighter. But the funny thing is I use it sparingly as it is, but I don't actually use it all that often, mostly because I know that if somebody doesn't have the deco, obviously the deco orange, it's gonna, they can't follow along on any tutorial. So I never use it like on my actual channel, because I'm like, well, not everybody has it.
I understand. I'll tell it in French. Yeah. Émilie, elle a une couleur Prismacolor qu'on ne fait plus maintenant, c'est le déco orange. Et donc, c'est une couleur un peu saumon, un peu plus claire que les autres. Mais en fait, elle ne l'utilise pas souvent, parce que comme elle fait comme moi, des tutos, des colos complets, si les gens ne l'ont pas, ils ne vont pas pouvoir suivre avec elle. Et donc, en réalité, du coup, elle ne l'utilise pas, mais c'est une couleur très intéressante. I really didn't know that there was the deco orange in the past in in the Prismacolor brand.
Oh yeah, it's so pretty. Oh, Kenny says Kenny, you have all the older deco colors? Oh, Kenny, if you get a chance, can you take a picture of them and post them in Discord? I'd love to see them. Here, I'm gonna grab a deco orange real quick.
Oh,
One
yes,
second.
that would be great. That would be great. Kenny, elle a toutes les décos, toutes les anciennes décos couleurs de Prismacolor. C'est trop bien. Il faut qu'elle nous envoie une photo. Bonjour, Céline Coloradix. C'est très gentil d'être venue. Merci beaucoup. Céline says, hello. She hopes we are well, you and I, Emily.
Okay, here we go. This is the deco orange. I also, hang on, getting my headphones back on. I also got a number of metallics. I don't use them too often, but they're more from like a collector's standpoint. Oh, hang on. My camera is not responding.
Metallic pencil from Prismacolor.
Yeah, hang on. My camera's having issues.
Yes, Kelly, this is a bilingual coloring live. This is a first experience. I hope there will be many others.
Yes. Hang tight 1 second. Zoom's being weird here. I'm gonna see. You're good,
Have
Barbara.
a camera problem?
They can still see you. It's just my camera. So you keep doing you. Yeah.
I keep coloring.
Yes.
Voilà, la caméra de Emily a un bug, donc c'est gelé chez elle, mais heureusement, comme on est à deux sur le live, sur la mienne, ça continue à tourner, donc vous pouvez continuer à me voir colorier pendant qu'Emily règle son problème.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for that, Michelle. Yeah, it's like Zoom is having issues. But yeah, for some reason, it's working still fine for you, but my camera's being weird, so. I wonder. Okay, I'm gonna try something. Barbara, you just keep doing what you're doing. I'm gonna see if I can make a couple changes to see if I can get this to work
Vous en faites pas. La caméra d'Emily est gelée, mais elle va essayer quelques petites choses pour débloquer la situation. On va passer un petit peu sur des verts pour les centres des fleurs, un peu de vert jaune. I'm going to take some greens and yellow for the center of the flowers. An absolutely beautiful color. It's the May green, and I think it's Johanna's favorite one in the brand of Polychromos, May green. Ici, on a le May green, et je pense que c'est la couleur préférée de Johanna chez Polychromos. Donc, les amis, si vous avez des questions pour Émilie, c'est vraiment l'occasion de les lui poser parce que je peux vous les traduire en français, vous traduire sa réponse en français et traduire votre question en anglais. Donc, n'hésitez pas, si vous avez des questions pour Émilie, eh bien, je jouerai les interprètes non professionnels, je précise. Soyez indulgents. So, if you have questions, Émilie, don't hesitate to ask. I will translate for my French followers. Yes, I'm not an interpreter, so I do my best, but
no,
don't
you're
expect
good.
a professional interpreter.
It works for me. Now I'm kind of concerned I might need to restart Zoom real quick because it's just not catching up. So just hang tight. I keep thinking, all right, we may need to have a brief intermission here while I fix this. So, hang on, chat, hang tight. We will be right back, okay?
Ok, I explain in French. Donc, le live va peut-être s'interrompre dans quelques secondes puisque Émilie a un problème avec son application. Sa caméra est gelée. Donc, restez bien dans le chat et on relance le live aussi vite que possible.
Okay, Barbara, I've got, let's see. Okay, folks, I think we're back. Sorry about that. I'm not entirely sure what happened there, but we're good. We're good.
Perfect. Welcome back. So I have a message for you, Emily.
Oh, yes.
It's Namalu from Reunion Island. She said she has a question for
Okay.
you, but she wants to thank you for this live coloring with me.
Oh, well, you're welcome. And thank you to you for joining me. Hopefully technology will hold out on me here and won't be all weird again.
Émilie te remercie, Namalou, pour ton gentil commentaire et elle espère que la technique sera avec nous maintenant pour la suite du live.
Thank you, Shannon.
Yes, Shannon is entertaining by asking what everyone is coloring today. It's the perfect question, Shannon.
It is perfect. Oh, so here's that deco orange that I mentioned. So you can tell the old Prismacolor versus the newer Prismacolor by the printing on the barrel, and the fact that it says Sanford on here. So a lot of the older ones have gold lettering, and it's a little bit like taller font. But yeah, this is one of the deco oranges. So yeah, when you color with it, it's a little bit like the salmon color.
How wonderful, Emily. I would love to catch a set of deco colors from Prismacolor, as they are my favorite pencils.
Right, they're so pretty. In fact, I actually used Prismacolor on the ice cream cone that I did yesterday.
You're welcome, Shannon. No worries. Kenny, I'm not an interpreter. I just do my best to speak both languages.
Oh, Barbara, Michelle would like to know how long you've been a colorist.
I'm a colorist for almost 4 years. I began in January 2018.
Yeah, I think I picked up my first Johanna book back in 2015.
And was it your first coloring book, Emily?
It was. Well, I mean, I've always done art stuff in the past. I was a art major in college for a while. But I kind of, once I started having kids and everything, it kind of went to the wayside a little bit. And so adult coloring was perfect because my kids were still so little. And so, they'd go down for their naps. I could pull out the coloring book and then, quickly put it away as soon as they woke up. So it was a great outlet for me. And then finding the community itself, too, was immensely helpful.
Émilie explique qu'elle a commencé son premier livre de coloriage en 2015, c'était Forêt enchantée de Johanna Basford, et c'était juste le bon moment par rapport à l'âge de ses enfants pour commencer le coloriage. Elle était tellement heureuse de trouver la communauté du coloriage, tout comme moi d'ailleurs, vraiment commencer le coloriage, c'est vraiment entrer dans une communauté totalement incroyable. I think that beginning coloring is entering into a wonderful community. I didn't expect that.
Oh, absolutely. It kind of blew me away. Just like I said, when I first found just the coloring community in general, I had colored my first picture, and I remember telling my husband, I was just like, gosh, I sure wish I could see how other people were coloring this, just to get an idea. And I think the first one, it was the group I found was called like an Inky Obsession or something, and it kind of just went from there, and that's when the videos and everything started. Hopefully she'll know.
And about what?
Shannon. Sorry, I was reading what Shannon put. But yeah, it just went from there, and it was just a wonderful community. Just in general, they're very supportive and kind, and it's amazing.
And what gave you idea? Maybe did you mention it now, but I didn't understand. What gave you idea to make your first video?
Well, so I was in those coloring groups, and like I had finished like a page or something, and then everybody's just like, oh, we'd love to see how you did that. And I was like, oh, well, okay. Like I just didn't have any recording equipment of any kind. And so I did like a short video like on Instagram where it was just, like sped up in 1 minute. I certainly wasn't brave enough to add my voice to it or anything. In fact, if you go back and look at my very first uploaded picture, like uploaded video, there's no voice to it, and then a second one that's similar that has my voice, because then people are like, we wanted to hear instructions, and I was just like, oh no.
Donc j'ai demandé à Émilie qu'est-ce qui lui avait donné l'idée de faire sa première vidéo, et en fait elle avait posté un dessin sur un coloriage sur Instagram, Et tout le monde lui a demandé comment elle avait fait, donc elle a tourné rapidement une vidéo. Was it on Instagram, that video?
That video is on YouTube. My first videos were on Instagram, and then from Instagram, people are like, "We want to see like full length things," and I was just like, "Okay." Like I was so nervous and like anxious the first time I did it, just because nobody likes the sound of their own voice, and I certainly didn't want to record mine forever.
Indeed.
Clearly, I'm over that
Indeed.
now.
Et donc, sa première vidéo était sans son, elle l'avait postée sur Instagram, et puis ensuite, les personnes qui l'ont vue lui ont demandé des instructions, et donc elle a refait cette vidéo sur YouTube. Donc, si vous regardez sa toute première vidéo, vous pouvez la voir ici sur sa chaîne YouTube. I really didn't like the sound of my voice either the first time I made a video, and then also the second time and the third time. At the beginning, it's uncomfortable to hear your own voice.
Well, and just like as it is still, I won't rewatch my streams unless like I need to check audio or I need to double check that something worked, or I'm trying to like remember what color I used in whatever I was doing. Mostly because like, I don't know, sometimes if we stream for a long time or it's later at night or I'm just feeling goofy, I end up singing like Kermit for whatever reason. And like Kermit the Frog. And so I'm just like, I'll watch it back and I'll be like, what was I doing? Why did I do that?
Céline asked which pencils you use, but I can answer to her. Céline, Émilie utilise les crayons super soft de Staedtler que nous avons reçus de Johanna avec le set qui comprenait le livre que nous avons reçu ici par la poste. Here is Claudia from Brazil. Hello, Claudia.
Hello, Claudia. Let's see, how the kids getting along? Or are you just talking about the kids in general? Well, little Steve is feeling better, and he is back at school today. So they're excited for Halloween.
Oh yes, Halloween comes here too now in Belgium. So Antoine wants to go to the doors of the village to ask for candies.
Ah, trick-or-treating. Well, we're so because of the pandemic and everything, like it's still pretty prevalent in our community, and so I'm not totally comfortable with the kids going door to door yet. So this year what we're doing is they're gonna get all dressed up and everything, and then we're actually gonna hand out candy here at the house. But what we've made is we're making it, we have a 10-foot candy chute. So the kids get to stand at the top of the chute and they send the candy. It's called a PVC pipe here. I'm not sure how well that translates, but imagine just a really thick plastic pipe. A lot of times they use it like under houses for, passing water through and everything. But we've got a black one and we're going to decorate it. And so the kids can put candy in the top and then it sends it out, but everybody's still socially distant.
So you do it at home, if I've understood, with a big machine who delivers candies. Is it that?
Sort of. Basically, it's at home. We have a pipe attached to the wall, and we're just going to send the candy down the pipe, and the kids can grab it at the end of the pipe. But the kids are going to have fun because they're the ones that get to send the candy down the pipe.
That's wonderful. Émilie n'est pas très confortable avec le fait que ses enfants aillent sonner aux portes parce qu'ils sont encore assez jeunes. Et donc, elle a une espèce de machine en plastique à la maison avec un tuyau au bout et qui donne des bonbons. Et donc, c'est ça qu'ils vont faire pour Halloween. Last year, with the pandemic, we didn't want Antoine go to the house either.
Oh, yeah.
So we were, both of us, my husband and I, and we were hiding each our turn in a room of the house. And so when he had found one of us, he had to go to seek for the other one. And each time he received candies. And during that time, the other one get hidden.
Oh, I like that. What did we do last year? I'm trying to remember. I think we did like a little Halloween party for the kids in the house. And then we might have hid candy too. I'm trying to remember. But yeah, they wanted to dress up this year. So this seemed like, because I don't think we bothered with costumes last year because I was just like, we're not going anywhere. But, I have a feeling that, things aren't going to go quite back to normal anytime soon. And I want them to have those childhood memories. So I was just like, well, at the very least, let's do costumes this year and then they can hand out candy. And so they're really excited though. They're really excited. So I was like, all right, little Steve wants to be a hot dog.
Céline says that she loves my yellow flowers. I will try to make the second, to give the combo on another video, Céline.
Oh, nice.
Céline, j'essaierai de retenir le combo de couleurs et j'essaierai de vous le donner sur une autre vidéo parce qu'ici, c'est pas le lieu, mais j'essaierai de te donner le combo de couleurs pour avoir des fleurs jaunes comme ça.
I keep looking up at the stream, making sure that Zoom hasn't it's making me all nervous. The Zoom's gonna cut out on me again. But yeah, I'm thinking, I don't know how far we'll get. I'd like to think I'll finish the whole thing, but I may just do half now and then do the other half later out after stream is over. But
I think it would be perfect to do like that.
I agree.
Here I use the luminance. I switch between my brands of pencil.
Oh, nice.
Because I like the Prismacolor white, but it's a kind of yellowish, I think. So sometimes I prefer using the luminance.
Yeah, the luminance is really nice. I actually have a whole drawer here that I keep all my whites in.
Oh my God.
Because I buy them in bulk for 12, because that's I don't usually mix pencil brands too much, but the white pencils is something I make an exception for, just because this, the luminance white and the Prismacolor white, they're very versatile across all the brands.
Émilie, elle a des tiroirs avec tous ses crayons mélangés, mais elle a un tiroir avec sa réserve de blanc qu'elle vient de nous montrer. J'en ai presque autant, je vais vous avouer. I've almost as much white Prismacolor pencil as you have. I've bought a set of 12 in Amazon USA.
Nice. I think I might have gotten mine from Blick when I ordered it. Thank you, Kenny. Just got my copy of 30 Days of Creativity and the new Kirby book. Oh, awesome, Taralan. I can't wait to see what you do with it. Sorry, I'm reading.
It's a shame. I've lost my dark indigo blue and I need it right now.
I've got one over here, but I don't think it'll reach if I try and toss it to you.
It's the color I use the most in my polychroma, so I use it even with the other brands, and so it's never in the box,
Well, thank goodness for open stock, for sure.
I'll let you 1 minute to look for it.
Yeah, you're good. But yeah, it should be a lot of fun with this. Oh, you found it! Yay!
I found it with my luminance pencil that I'm using on a portrait.
Nice.
J'ai retrouvé mon indigo bleu. Je l'utilise tellement avec toutes les gammes, en fait, cet indigo bleu de polychroma. Il est partout. Il est jamais à l'endroit où j'en ai besoin. Et en tout cas, il est jamais dans la boîte.
Dominique, you'll love it. It's such a good book. It's such a good book. I don't know how she keeps coming up with these ideas. It's so good.
Bonjour, Katia. Bienvenue sur ce live. Ça me fait très plaisir que tu passes.
She found it because you sang, Shannon.
You did sing, Shannon. I didn't hear you. I will have to ask Emily to sing for you. I know Emily has such a beautiful voice.
Well, I appreciate that. I don't know. It's not. I'm always so embarrassed when I go back and I'm like, why did I do that? Although I do always sing birthday songs when it's someone's birthday, so there's that one.
Yes, I did it too. I sang "Happy Birthday" to you to Bev, and I felt a little alone in front of my camera singing that.
That's when I opt for the shorter version of where I go, "This is your birthday song. It isn't very long."
And it's finished.
Do it in your best Glee.
His birthday, we can sing for him or her today, but I'm not sure that the sound will be at the same time, so it could be dangerous.
There you go. Well, what's the translation in French if you say this is your birthday song, it isn't very long?
C'est ton chant d'anniversaire, ce n'est pas très long.
See, in your language it sounds so much prettier.
You think it sounds so prettier, but I really like the sound of the English languages. It's incredibly beautiful.
So you said before that you took because you've only been speaking English for a year, right?
Yes, that's it.
See, that's amazing though that you're so fluent only after only a year. When I think of learning another language, I just assume it's going to be immensely complicated. I guess at some point you just have to get started. But what do you think was your biggest challenge in learning English?
It was speaking English, because I spoke written English on social media since I make colorings, so that was okay. And it was when I made my first English speaking video. So I made the text in French. I wrote the text in French, and then I translate it completely in English. And then I read the English text. And if you want to see the video, oh my God, it's awful. I hesitated to post it because I thought my English was so awful. And so I talked to Isabel, Passionista Colorista.
Oh, yeah.
And I sent her the file and I said, I can't post that. And she said, yes, do it. It's cute. And so I posted the video. I think it was the review of how to draw Inti Wonderlands in English. I think that was my first English speaking video.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think more than anything, like people are just impressed that you're able to like go back and forth. I mean, because honestly, I struggle enough with just English by itself. I literally have a command, like in chat, we can type exclamation point words in chat and it comes back, words are hard. Like I struggle to get out English words, but you're like multiple languages here. And it's just like, oh my gosh, I can't even do one correctly.
And then it happens little by little, you know. I began live colorings 1 year ago, and my English wasn't fluent at all. But then I made live colorings every week. And so when I didn't find a word, I told to the followers, how do we call this? And they said, this is a stem of a flower. So I reminded the word for the next time. And that's how I learned English. It's while doing what I love the most.
See, that's perfect. It's like an immersive course almost, just because like, you know, it's like when you do like an immersive Spanish course where you just go there and it's like you can't speak any other languages. So you're forced to kind of pick up what the other language is. And so it's just, I mean, but I guess if you do it like every day, then I realized I forgot a pedal there. If you do it every day, then, you know, it's kind of definitely a practice makes progress kind of situation.
Absolutely. And sometimes I take my translation app just to ask how to pronounce some words. So I suppose I don't pronounce them all well. But when I hesitate too much, I ask to the translation app, how is the sound? And I repeat a few times until it seems satisfying.
No, that sounds it's interesting because like I've used, you know, like Google Translate like in your chat before, but I'm always worried that like it's going to come out like weird in the sense that like maybe what I'm saying won't make sense, mostly because in my experience with the translation app before, we have some most everybody here knows that that Steve is actually Korean, and we have some Korean friends, and they had sent the kids some specific Korean gifts for their first birthday, because in Korean culture, the first birthday is a pretty big deal. So I wanted to send a thank you note to the grandmother that sent these items, but I wanted to send it in Korean so that, you know, it's just she doesn't speak English, so, you know, I wanted to be respectful because she sent the gift and everything. So I wrote up what I wanted to say and I put it through Google Translate and I gave it to my Korean friend. And I said, hey, can you look this over and, you know, make sure it sounds right? Well, apparently, like, Google just made a mishmash of it. It was backwards. It was upside down. Some words were wrong. And I'm just like, oh, dear.
Yes, Google Translate is not always a perfect translation.
So it's like you're going to be trying to say, I'm using the color blue, but instead it's going to say, I rode a giraffe to work, you know?
Completely different.
Right? I was just like, oh no, because I don't want to, you know, say anything accidentally offensive. So it's like, as nice as Google Translate is, I don't entirely trust it.
Here we have Dominique. Hello, Dominique. I'm happy to see you. And Dominique says, I like this collab coloring. It's so nice. This community is so friendly. And Dominique adds, teaching Barbara new sayings is also fun.
Yeah, this is your birthday song. It isn't very long. Well, let's see. What's maybe there's something that you can teach me in French. I'm trying to think. Okay. What about, I'm going to totally butcher like the accent on it too. I'm trying to think of a good sentence, something I could use. Okay. Thank you everyone for coming. How do you say that in French?
Merci tout le monde d'être venu.
Oh no, I got
Emily,
Oh God, I want to
1 minute.
say like mercy, but that's not right. Oh, mercy. I can't do the
It's not
accents.
mercy, because
Mercy,
mercy doesn't
mercy.
mean thank you. It's merci, merci.
You know what needs mercy? My
Yes,
accents.
I do know what means mercy. There's
No,
nothing
I'm
to
saying
do with thank you.
what needs mercy? My accent needs mercy. I need to have
Ah!
mercy on the accent.
Ah! Émilie essaye d'apprendre le français, donc elle m'a demandé de lui traduire en français. Merci à tous d'être venus. Et donc elle s'amuse à essayer de répéter, mais à la place elle dit mercy. Mercy, ça veut dire pitié. Pitié, ne me tuez pas. Mercy, don't kill me.
Oh my gosh. Thanks, Ray Louise. So, funny story about my nail polish, actually. So, I painted them the orange, and then I did a little spider web on here. But I'm right-handed. I'm not left-handed, and so when it comes to decorating my other nails, my hands are shaky and they end up all wonky. So. Thanks, Shannon. Sorry, I stopped for a second to read. And so I asked Steve, I said, "Hey, Steve, look at this cobweb on my thumb. Do you think you could draw this on my other thumb?" And he looked at me like, you think I could? I was just like, "Come on, just give it a try." So we did a couple test tries, and I just smiled. And so then this one here, this is what Steve drew on my thumb. So that's Steve's. And then we thought, well, gosh, this is fun. So then I got my oldest. She drew a ghost on my nail and a pumpkin over here. And then I got my youngest. This one was me also. I kind of messed it up. But my youngest, and I don't know if you can see here. Let's see if I can get it in focus here. There we go. Okay, so it's a little glittery. He also drew a ghost, but the little things off to the side, they're hands, because the ghost has hands apparently. So my manicure was a family affair.
I will tell for our French friends, Emily. Émilie explique qu'elle ne peut pas dessiner, comme elle est droitière, elle ne peut pas dessiner sur sa main droite, puisqu'alors elle utilise sa main gauche. Et donc, ses décorations sur ses ongles, c'est une affaire de famille. Son mari en a fait, ses enfants en ont fait. Voilà ce qu'elle explique. Emily, did you know this tip of gluing your pencil on an old pencil, like an IKEA one?
I had seen you do that. Yeah, I had seen you do that a lot. How does it work when you get down to the I guess when you get so short to the bottom, because the liras, are they naturally flat on the bottom, or did you have to trim the bottom of the pencil?
So when it's finished, I could go until this pencil to have the very end of the point, but I don't do this. When we just have the point, I deglue the pencil and I put it in the jar of retired pencil. I can show it to you if you want.
What kind of glue do you use on the bottom of it?
It's super glue, just super glue.
Okay.
I have a French brand which is called Bison.
Oh,
Bison.
nice. See, I need to do that with, so I have a bunch of really teeny tiny white luminants that I can't use them anymore, but I can't bring myself to get rid of them because they're so expensive. So I drilled holes in them, and I am slowly making a wind chime out of the pencil stubs.
But with the luminance, you don't have a flat end, so you'll have to cut this first.
Yeah, see? So I was just like, well, we'll just, I've got a little ring for it, and I'll just hang them down there, and they'll be, pretty coloring decoration.
So I have some comments in French. I'm going to translate.
Yes,
Namalu says, don't forget to put a thumb up. He said in 2 languages. And Céline, I just have to find back. She says, congratulations to both of us for this live coloring. I don't find back. Ah, yes. She's very, very happy to see both of us in live stream. Thank you. Merci, Céline.
Y'all slips out sometimes, Shannon. Sometimes it does.
And Emily, Céline also said that you said well, merci d'être venu. You said it well, even if you had an accent.
Oh gosh, yeah. I think if I ever attempt French again, it'll be not when there's an audience. I don't know. It's funny, I didn't grow up in Texas, but we've been here about a decade or so, and there are times that I find that I have a bit of a southern inflection, or it just slips in a little bit, or I might see, a y'all might slip out here or there, and I'm like, oh gosh. Look at Steve, I'm like, we've lived here too long.
What do you say, Shannon? I don't understand. You say, I can't get Emily to say y'all. So maybe I can get Barbara to start saying it.
So
There is a private joke I don't understand here.
So in the because I'm always just I'm trying not to say y'all all the time because it's very much a Southern thing, but I didn't grow up here, so I jokingly kind of cringe every time I accidentally say the word y'all, and so she's saying that maybe she could get you to start saying y'all since she can't get me to start saying y'all. So y'all is like, you know, it's a Southern term when you are trying to say like you all. So
Yeah.
like if we say, like we could say y'all are coloring. So that'd be you all are coloring. So it's just
Okay.
Y.
Y'all coloring.
Yeah, Y apostrophe ALL is how that's spelled. And so it's
Okay.
yeah, it's just
We
it's
don't
a
say that
Southern term. I don't
in
think
English. In
I don't
French, we don't say that. We haven't any abbreviation like you have.
really interesting. Well, so but I mean obviously I'm trying to think of what other examples of I mean obviously we have, you know, words like don't for do not, but that's not really I wouldn't consider that something similar to y'all. I'm trying to think now what other
For example, jizz instead of Jesus.
Wait, what is it?
When people are surprised by something, they say Jesus, and sometimes they
Oh,
just
yeah.
write jizz.
Yeah, geez. Yeah.
Now I'm using some Staedtler 3 plus fine liners. Maintenant, je prends quelques Staedtler 3 plus fine liners pour faire vibrer un petit peu plus mes couleurs. Do you have those ones, Emily?
I do indeed. Yes. In fact, I used them for that stippling video. I love the fine liners. Honestly, like I've tried a few of the different water-based markers, but yeah, I definitely prefer like I think I've still got these ones here.
I like to use them
prefer the
above the pencil, and then I blend the color with my pencil.
Oh, okay. I haven't used them that way. A lot of times I'll use them on their own for like pointillism or stippling, or I'll use them for like tiny little details.
It works to blend them. It works, of course, only if you have a layer of pencil under, so the paper is a little bit greasy,
Yeah.
so you can blend the color out.
And then does it dry pretty well?
Yes, especially if you blend it out, it dries immediately. If you leave it like that, it stays wet, so just be careful not to rub it with your hands.
Have you ever used like any kind of alcohol marker?
Never. I would like to try, but I just don't know which one to buy. Émilie
So-
demande si j'ai déjà travaillé avec des marqueurs à alcool et j'ai jamais travaillé avec les marqueurs à alcool. J'aimerais vraiment bien, mais je ne sais pas par quoi commencer.
So I know, like, obviously I love the Arteza ones, but the downside of that is they only ship to the US and the UK. So it's like, I want to recommend that to all my friends, but not everybody has access to them. So on the other side of that, if you're ever going to do an alcohol marker, go for an alcohol. I can't talk. Oh my gosh. Alcohol. See, I can't even do English. Go for an alcohol marker that has a brush tip on it. I find that they are just that much better for blending. There's also like bullet tips and chisel tips and everything, but I find that the brush tips work the best. So I think if you were going to do any, I don't know, how often do you color faces? Do you color people very often?
I am just beginning to do my second face
Oh, nice.
with luminance pencil.
So
yes,
if you ever feel like venturing into that, I would recommend the 6-pack of the Copic skin tones, because it comes with a lot of good variation. Like you can get like regular 6-packs and it comes with maybe like 2 purples and 2 greens and like 2 yellows or something. But with the skin tone pack, you get a range of like 6 of them from like the darkest to the lightest, so you have a lot of good gradients, so blending with them isn't going to be that difficult. You can get a nice smooth blend. That was my first set of Copics.
thank you.
And then you can also, because like I did an entire page in just that, so you could do like a sepia version of the page, kind of where it's all brown tones. So it's good practice. So I would say if you're going to get them, I would get the 6-pack of Copic skin tones, and you could get the Copic chows instead of the Copic sketches, because the chows are smaller. They're still refillable, but they're not as expensive as the sketches.
Chows and sketches. I don't really understand those words.
So there's 2 different sizes. So these are, that's the size that they're referred to. So this right here, this is the Copic sketch marker. So you can see that it's a little bit wider. Now, I don't have any of the chows, but basically what the difference between them is the barrel size and how much ink they can hold. So like I said, these are the sketches. So you're looking for something that is in this kind of oval shape, but the chows are round all the way and they just have a smaller barrel. But because they're smaller, consequently they cost less. But that's the ones I would recommend for beginning.
So it's the sketch one you recommend?
The chow one, because it's not going to cost you as much for the first one. You can always invest in more of the sketch later, because the other nice thing is because they're refillable, you can get tubes like this. And then this has got just the normal ink. And then what you do is when you refill them, like this one's dried out, I need to fill it more, but you would take the nib out and then you just fill it with the ink and then put the nib back in and it's all good to go.
Okay, that's great.
So yeah, I think worldwide Copics are probably the best. Good morning, Alex.
You could leave us a link under the video when we'll be finished, so our friends will be able to know exactly what you mean when you are speaking about those Copic markers.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, because like I said, the other ones that I use are the Arteza ones, but sadly they are just not available everywhere. But they also have the brush nib.
Ok. Donc, si vous n'avez pas encore de marqueur à alcool, comme moi d'ailleurs, Émilie recommande les Copic marqueurs et il y a 2 formats. Alors, je n'ai pas compris exactement le mot qu'elle recommande, mais elle va le mettre en barre d'infos quand la vidéo sera finie. Donc, vous pourrez suivre son lien. Évidemment, ça ira sans doute sur Amazon Angleterre, mais c'est pas grave, comme ça, vous verrez quel est exactement le modèle qu'elle recommande. Et alors, ils sont rechargeables. Du coup, c'est intéressant parce qu'une fois qu'ils sont usés, eh bien, vous pouvez simplement acheter la petite recharge et remplir par la mine. Alors, Émilie conseille, si on achète un set, si on colorie des visages, c'est de prendre le set Skin Tones, donc c'est le set visage, parce que là, vous avez un set de 6 de couleurs qui se blendent les unes avec les autres et qui forment des dégradés. Tandis que si vous achetez un set de 6 de couleurs différentes, vous allez par exemple avoir 2 jaunes, 2 bleus, 2 verts, et donc vous savez faire des dégradés que de 2 couleurs. Donc, si vous commencez avec un petit set, elle recommande les couleurs Skin Tones. C'est un peu cher.
Oh, nice, Carl. That's awesome. Carl just got his notification that his book is on the way.
Sorry if I missed some comments because it goes very fast.
Oh no, I've definitely missed some myself.
Namalou demande si je vais pouvoir tout retraduire. J'essaye de traduire en résumant au fur et à mesure, Namalou, mais évidemment, je ne peux pas tout traduire exactement. Émilie disait aussi que les Arteza, ils sont très bien en marqueur alcool, mais qu'ils sont difficiles à obtenir en dehors de l'Angleterre, et donc c'est pour ça qu'elle recommande les Copic. I'm trying to read the comments at the same time.
You're good. Now, I kind of, normally I keep up with chat pretty well, but I think my brain's a little too scattered today to keep up with it too well.
Our brain is used to make a live with us alone and speaking about what we do and speaking with the viewers, but adding a new person, it's adding a new thing for our brain, and maybe it will get used to it a little more before being completely comfortable.
Well, and to be perfectly honest, like Zoom freezing on me kind of like threw me off my mojo a little bit. So it's like I keep looking up expecting it to freeze again. So it's like,
oh
Zoom's got me all paranoid now.
Just forget about it, Emily. We just spent a wonderful moment together now. So let's forget about this freezing effect. Émilie dit qu'elle est un petit peu déconcentrée depuis que Zoom a gelé l'écran parce qu'elle a peur que ça recommence et du coup, ça l'a un petit peu déconcentrée, ça lui a enlevé son inspiration pour ce live et du coup, c'est difficile pour elle de suivre la conversation, le chat et en même temps de se demander si sa caméra ne va pas de nouveau se geler. Donc, je lui dis, ne t'inquiète pas, Émilie, tout va aller bien, on est là en bonne compagnie. Donc, oublions cet épisode.
So aside from Johanna's books, you said that you started doing your first couple of faces. Do you have any other favorite illustrators that you've been getting into?
I really love Maria Troll. I haven't made lots of coloring in her books yet, but I really love her drawings.
Yes, those are adorable.
And I have 3 books by Hannah Carlson.
I do. Which ones do you have from Hannah Carlson?
I have Daydreams, Magical Dawn, and Summer Nights.
Oh, those are nice. And also, Spirit Animals is really good too. I really like that one.
Yes, it looks so, especially when we love animals like I do.
Right, exactly. Hi, Deb. Your power just came back on. Oh, goodness.
And I'm hosting a challenge in Magical Down. So each month we propose a page and everybody colors the same page during the month.
Oh, nice. That sounds like fun.
So we do it since 1 year. So we have 12 pages colored
Nice.
since 1 year.
That's much more like, I don't know, like I have, I can't ever force myself to like go through a book like from start to finish. Like people have asked me like, oh, have you ever finished a book? And I was just like, I have absolutely never finished a book. Like I have to feel inspired by a page. If I force myself to color something, I'm just like, I don't know. I guess I just don't enjoy it as much. So I was just like, I can't, like, there are some people that can do it. Like they get a new book and they open it page 1 and they stick with it until it's done. And I'm just like, that sounds exhausting.
I couldn't do it either, but anyway, in the challenge, so we are a group of 10 colorists friends,
Oh, nice.
which who choose the page. So each month it's one of us who propose 4 pages, and the 9 others are voting. Well, we are all voting for the most loved page, and we are never it's never mandatory to make the page. So if you don't feel inspired, or if you have so many other works in progress, you can always say, this month I don't do it, so it's free, and that's how we keep the joy.
Oh, I like that. Actually, I wonder, was that part of the group? I was talking with Laura Rafferty a while ago. There was a group of colorists that were doing, what was it? It was the mice in the teapot, like on the sea. Was that group, or is it a different group of colorists?
It's a different group. We are only French colorists to
Okay.
organize that challenge, but of course it's open worldwide. So on the hashtag on Instagram, we have already 500 entries, and from colorists all around the world. It's so great.
Let me grab a sticky note here real quick, and I will write down the hashtag, and then
I will write it for you, because it's difficult to say in English.
Oh yeah. Well, here, why don't you put it in chat, and then
Yes.
then I can see it written out there, and then we can add that to the description there. Bye, Kelly. Hi, Steve.
So it's the hashtag Colorions Ensemble Magical Down. It's 4 words in French, and it means let's color Magical Down together.
Oh, I like that.
And so for the month of November, I can already tell you that the chosen picture is the hourglass I made for the Harry Potter Aton.
Oh, nice. Okay, perfect. That turned out so pretty.
Thank you so much. I haven't posted it yet because I'm waiting to announce the next page challenge. So I will post it, I suppose, tomorrow when I'll have some time after this live.
All right, there we go. I wrote it down, and I will add that to it so people can follow along with that. Very cool.
I explain in French if you don't mind.
Yes, please do.
Donc, les amis, je parlais à notre amie Émilie du challenge Colorions Ensemble Magical Down, que vous connaissez déjà très certainement. Si vous ne le connaissez pas, vous pouvez afficher la vidéo qui est sur ma chaîne, qui s'appelle Colorions Ensemble Magical Down. Et donc, il y a le hashtag que je viens de mettre dans le chat. C'est en un mot, le hashtag Colorions Ensemble Magical Down. Et avec ce hashtag, chaque mois, je vous annonce la page qu'on a choisie pour le mois et le mois suivant. Et tout le monde colorie cette page, chacun à sa façon, en utilisant le hashtag. Donc, c'est merveilleux parce qu'on a déjà 500 participations au challenge sur Instagram. Donc, merci à tous de participer à ce challenge. Thank you so much to everybody who entered the challenge. Even if it's for only 1 month, it's a sharing in the community. So it's perfect.
No, it's awesome. I love those hashtags. It really just brings everybody together so well.
So I see somebody saying, Adri saying, do you plan to do more bilingual live streams, Emily? It's amazing what we can break down when we can break down the language barriers.
I'm down for it. I just got to find, because the problem is I can't speak any other languages. So if I have anybody else, I got to make sure that they're more skilled than I am and can speak 2 languages. Otherwise, I'm a mess. I took 2 years of Spanish in high school, and like, I can recognize enough words to like maybe get me by. And if I need to, I can communicate what I need to in sign language. But I mean, it's basic. It's so basic. Like, yeah, I would know enough to, be able to, if I was lost or something, I could, talk to somebody to find my way. But otherwise I would just be like,
I will translate because the person who asked the question is a French-speaking one.
Perfect.
Donc, Adri, je crois que c'était Adri ton nom? Excuse-moi si je me trompe, Adri, je vois que tu as mis en anglais, donc tu as demandé à Émilie si elle avait l'intention de faire plus de live bilingue, et elle dit qu'en fait c'est compliqué parce qu'elle ne parle pas du tout français, et que je suis la seule personne qu'elle connaît qui parle français et anglais, et que donc c'est compliqué de faire des lives bilingues. Mais sache que j'ai envie de faire, je suis en train de réfléchir à quelque chose qui pourrait réunir justement les deux communautés, la francophone et l'anglophone, comme nous faisons aujourd'hui. Donc je vais continuer à réfléchir avec ça, et je vais sans doute y penser avec Émilie. So I'm telling in French, Emily, that indeed I was telling you yesterday that I'm thinking about a way, I don't know which one yet, to put together the English-speaking and the French-speaking community in a coloring event. So we could think about it together, because I don't know yet what we could do, but I'm sure we can do something.
Oh yeah, because I think there's definitely, as I've spent more time with you and been more in your streams, I think there's definitely a significant size of a community of the like just French colorists, or in general just like European, colorists and everything, that maybe don't get as involved with the US or the UK just because there is that language barrier. So if we can bridge the two, that would be awesome.
That would be nice to build a bridge between both communities. It would be really incredible.
Hi fam.
J'adorerais qu'on construise un pont entre les deux communautés, vraiment. Et finalement, ce live, c'est la première étape. This live coloring is the first step, actually, for doing this.
Definitely. Well, and I think even more of a step from there is just Johanna in and of herself, like bringing her together. Like we were talking before when we were deciding, what page to do and how we decided to do this, because like this is a great example of like Johanna kind of bringing we've both got these nameplates that she drew up and then signed for us. And so it's just kind of adds that little bit of connection, despite the fact that we're, thousands upon thousands of miles away. We still have this in common and we have this connection. I mean, in what other, like even just 30, 20 years ago, could we ever have imagined that this kind of connection would have been, like available in that sense?
Absolutely not. Everybody was making art in his own house and with no connection at all, except with his neighbor. So internet brought something so special to the coloring community. I couldn't say, because the coloring community didn't exist before internet. So it's I think it's so wonderful that we can share all this together thanks to internet.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, especially with the pandemic and everything, like this came at a good time. I mean, now granted, the coloring has been around for a little while, but I feel like just the participation in and of itself has just kind of exploded and increased since, a lot of us were kind of forced to stay home, or, our lives has changed to the point to where we are at home more now. So being able to have this kind of connection with people who have the same interests as us has been just immensely helpful.
Yes, it's really amazing, and we find a huge support in each other. That's amazing too. I can't count the people who told me, you helped me so much just with your colorings and with chatting, and it helped me so much to face hard days, and that's really wonderful.
Oh, and I totally get that myself, just because like even before all of this, pre-pandemic and especially when my kids were younger, I was part of kind of a mom group where, we would all bring the toddlers to, the playground, and, we'd all hang out with and have lunch with the kids like after school and everything. And there was a lot of that connection, but especially since the pandemic, especially in my case where the kids are getting older and like play dates aren't as much of a thing anymore. But with the pandemic, especially, we're not exactly going over to each other's houses all the time too. So like this, I have friends that, we have Zoom coffee dates and all that kind of stuff, but this has been a pretty significant social outlet for me too, just because I am a bit of an extrovert, although I think the pandemic has made me a little bit of an introvert. So I'm like I'm an extroverted introvert, if that makes sense. So doing these lives has just been, it's been recharging. Like it recharges my soul a little bit.
Absolutely, and it makes us belong to the community. We don't color only for ourselves or only in front of our camera, but also with all our friends who are here and who are coloring with us. It's like sitting at the same table and coloring together.
Exactly. Yeah, Dominic says, especially for people who are lonely or stuck at home full time. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like
Émilie explique.
No, go ahead.
Sorry. Émilie explique que Internet a vraiment révolutionné et a créé la communauté du coloriage. Et je suis tout à fait d'accord parce qu'en fait, cette communauté n'existait pas avant qu'Internet existe. Et c'est grâce à Internet qu'on a pu se connecter tous ensemble et se rejoindre. Et c'est vraiment extraordinaire, d'autant plus avec la pandémie où on était chacun cloîtré chez soi. Et grâce à la communauté du coloriage, on a pu passer des moments fantastiques ensemble. C'est comme si on s'assied à une table et qu'on colorie ensemble. Donc, c'est vraiment fantastique, autant pour Émilie que pour moi, de partager ces moments avec vous.
Well, and really, I mean, in real life, I have, like my mother likes to color, and I've given a few books to other friends and stuff, but having the internet has allowed you to find like-minded people, and I think that's the case with like any hobby or activity that you enjoy doing. The internet makes it just that much easier to find connections with those people that also enjoy those things, like quirky things. Like a lot of people like to smell their brand new pencils, it's got a nice smell to them. But you tell anybody else that first thing you do when you get a set of pencils is you smell them, they look at you like you're a crazy person. Like, you don't understand. It's a wonderful fresh wood smell.
It's like the smell of a fresh book for people who likes to read. It's something very
Exactly.
special. I use a little bit of neon pink here to
Oh, nice.
warm my pinks. I like to mix the different brands, so I take the better of each one.
Yeah, I did a little bit of a background, not much. Just a little bit.
I haven't thought about the background, so I don't know yet if here I see that you've begun yours, and so I wonder, what shall I do with mine? But I don't know yet. I don't know if it will be in the sky, I will make a round, or if it will be something floating in the sky. I don't know yet.
Yeah. I'm going to add a little bit here behind the stars and stuff where there's kind of like a little bit of sparkle, and then I'll use some gel pen on the sparkle, but I haven't decided what. I might just use this same color to go behind it. Ooh, where's some yellow? Yellow would be good. See, this is me. I'm thinking outside. I'm thinking out loud. That's what it is. Oh no, Nina! Yeah, see, they smell good. Time frame for her new different book? Yes, fall of 2022. So about a year from now, which is about normal for her for when she was releasing books before. Hi, Tanya. But yes, fall of 2022 will be the release of the next book.
So it will be in 1 year from here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the pre-orders aren't up for it or anything yet.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I love it whenever she releases new stuff. It's so fun.
We are so excited,
and
we are so eager to see each little sketch that she wants to share with us.
Every little tidbits.
Going to change a little bit my pinks so I don't make always the same. It will be hard to tell which colors I used when I will make the other half.
I know, right? I'm like doing half here, but it's like we'll see how well I remember what I did for the other ones. Christine, I'm so glad.
Well, you use the 24 sets, so it will be easier for you.
A little bit,
I think that I already have 24 pencils. Émilie utilise le set de 24 crayons. Donc, je pense que ce sera plus facile pour elle de déterminer quelle couleur elle a utilisée. Moi, si je veux faire un tuto sur la partie de droite, il va falloir que je le fasse tout de suite avec tous les crayons qui sont sortis parce que j'en ai déjà plus que 24 là, je crois.
Well, as far as like great coloring book releases from 2020 to 2021. So here's the thing is I have the illustrators that I like and that I know that I'm going to be, like obviously there's books that are getting released, but like there was, for instance, what was it? That new Rita Berman book that everybody was really excited about. They were struggling to get it. I don't have any Rita Berman books. I don't have a ton of interest in her. So it's like, I couldn't do like a full video on, what's getting released because I don't have her book, but also if it's not something I'm interested in, I don't pay attention. I only have so much brain power to do, to put towards things. So the Hannah Carlson book, obviously, I like when Kirby releases a book, although I don't color in his stuff as much. I really like looking at his stuff. So the Johanna books and the Hannah Carlson books and the Kirby books, those are really the only ones I get excited about, like when they have releases.
I also love so much the Forest Girl coloring book. They are such jewels. I really love them very, very much. And to have them in France, it was very, very expensive until recently. And recently we can find them on Amazon, so it's perfect. Lots of people bought them, so I think I will make a live coloring in one of those books, because it's really a book, a feeling good book. Do you understand what I mean?
Oh yeah, definitely. One of the ones that somebody had sent to me, I had my eye on it for a while, but like shipping and everything was just really expensive. But I had somebody message me, and they had this book, and they said, "Hey, I have this book. I got it. I don't really enjoy it. I don't find myself, coloring in it. Can I send it to you?" And I was just like, "Well, okay." And they sent it, and that book is Serene. I cannot pronounce his last name for the life of me, but it's Nicholas something that starts with an F. It's really complicated, but it's a gorgeous, gorgeous book, and I love it so much. I've been able to color a couple pages in it. That's the problem, is that there are so many pages and things I want to do, but there are just not enough hours in the day. Like, I've got 2 Christine Cairn printouts that are just like sitting there waiting for me to color them, but I just have not had a chance to get to them yet. But it's just like, I want to color all the things.
Yes, there are so many books. I have new books that I've received as gifts, and as soon as I received them, I said to myself, "Oh yes, I want to color in them immediately." And then I have other works in progress, and then I receive other new books, and so there are so many books I want to begin to color in, and I haven't yet.
Exactly. Like, I haven't even colored in this book as much as I wanted to. I had some other things like kind of on deck that needed to be finished. And so I was just like, I feel so weird posting anything other than this book. I feel like now that I've got it, I should be like posting as much as I can about it. I remember when I got Magical Jungle. Oh my gosh. I colored like 10 of those pages in 1 month. I did so many. Like, I was just like, how was that even physically possible? Like,
Émilie parle de la difficulté de colorier dans tous les livres qu'on aime, et ça, je la rejoins tout à fait, parce que c'est vrai qu'on a plein de livres qu'on adore. Il y a des livres qu'on a achetés, des livres qu'on a reçus, et aussitôt qu'on les reçoit, on a envie de colorier tout de suite dedans. Et en fait, on finit d'abord ce qu'on a en cours, et puis il y a d'autres projets qui s'intercalent. Et finalement, il y a des livres, moi, des nouveaux livres que j'adore, j'ai super envie de colorier dedans, et je les ai depuis 6 mois et je n'ai pas encore commencé, parce que malheureusement, il y a beaucoup plus de pages qu'on a envie de colorier que de jours disponibles pour les faire. Et donc, Émilie parle d'un livre d'un certain Nicolas quelque chose, mais elle ne sait pas prononcer son nom de famille. Donc, si vous connaissez ce Nicolas, écrivez son nom de famille dans le chat, ça aidera tout le monde. Et c'est vrai qu'elle a plusieurs auteurs pour lesquels elle est vraiment très excitée de recevoir les livres à la sortie.
You were disappointed by the size of the Rita Berman book? Let's see, where did I see that comment? Who said? Oh, Fem, what size was it? I know, like, the typical adult coloring book size is like around 10 by 10 inches, but how big was it?
It's a little bit smaller. Do you want me to show one on this
do.
book so you can see?
Yeah, I haven't seen it. And this is the new Rita Berman, right?
So here I put it at the same place. Donc là, je le mets au même endroit, et ici, vous voyez, c'est beaucoup plus petit.
Oh my gosh.
It's a smaller book. I have the new one. I just don't know where it is now, but I have the Europa
I'm looking at my page.
Really like it.
That's got to be like, what, 8 inches by 8 inches?
Yes.
Well, I guess in US measurements. I can't measurement
actually, other. 20 centimeters by 20, I think. I've made only one coloring in it. J'ai fait un seul coloriage dans Rita Berman, but I really like the drawings, and I really like the patterns, and some pages are really a small pattern. So if you don't have time, you can just pick a page like that, and you can do in 2 hours or 3 hours. So that's very precious.
That's interesting. Yeah, I didn't realize that they were that small.
Oui, les Rita Berman, ils sont plus petits que les livres de Johanna Basford, et comme je dis à Émilie, il y a des dessins qui sont vraiment très peu détaillés, et donc vous avez un motif principal, ça peut être colorié en 2-3 heures. Donc c'est très précieux quand on n'a pas beaucoup de temps pour colorier. On prend un petit Rita Berman, j'aime beaucoup les motifs, et ça, c'est vraiment chouette. C'est vraiment chouette à colorier. Malheureusement, j'en ai fait qu'un pour le moment dedans. Je viens de le montrer. C'est la petite pieuvre. Mais sinon, j'adore. J'ai envie d'en faire d'autres. I really love it. I want to do more.
There's just not enough time. That's all there is.
That's exactly the problem.
Oh, 8x8. Okay. Oh, thanks. So how do you pronounce? So I can read Marie Louise. How do you pronounce her first name? Is it Namalu?
Namalu. Yes, Namalu.
Okay, perfect.
It's Natalie Marie Louise. Namalu.
Okay. I think I can manage that one better than
Mercy. Even if you say it with an accent, she will be delighted that you say her name.
Namalu.
Voilà, Namalu. J'ai dit à Émilie que quand elle va dire ton nom, ça te fera plaisir, même si elle le dit avec un accent. C'est pas vrai, ma belle?
See, that would be entertaining content. Me trying to learn French on stream and then butchering the accents and then seeing how many people I can offend with it.
Namalu says she has this book. Quel livre, Namalu? L'Europe ou le livre sur les océans? She has that book of Rita Bellman. It's When I Want for a Live in it. Nice. I agree. I want to do live coloring. Next one, when I will be finished my 30 days of creativity, I think I will do it in Forest Girl, but maybe I will change my mind until then.
Yeah, so I'm going to do more of the 30 days of creativity, obviously, for the next probably couple of weeks at least. And then after that, I don't know. I haven't decided. I think I really want to go back to Serene. I have a page in there that I started, a work in progress that I really want to get to. Probably more Hannah Carlson, but I don't know. See, as we get closer to December, I'm going to want to do some Christmassy pictures. So it's tough to say.
Maybe.
Definitely break out some Johanna's Christmas a little bit.
I've heard about Serene and I've already seen some colorings of her, but I don't really I don't have those books.
For which one?
Serene. I don't have
Serene,
any Serene book.
Yeah, it's really pretty. It's just because I think he ships them out himself. And so I have to double check, but I mean, gosh, I don't remember what the price is. It's just more than what you would normally pay for a coloring book, for sure. It's definitely something that is like you treat yourself to it versus, just quick Amazon purchase. Mm-hmm. I can consider it an investment.
Okay. I have a huge chance. It's that the French publisher of Johanna Basford proposed to me to send me all the coloring books for free.
See, that's amazing. That's awesome. Well, yeah, because you were saying before that you kind of helped him a little bit, with making sure that there was good paper and everything and all of that.
Yes. And so I've received the last Kirby Rosanne in French and the French agenda by Johanna Basford. And of course, I was screaming with joy when I opened the package. And they know that I'm so fan of Johanna Basford. So I hope they will let me know as soon as they will know the date of the release of the French edition, because the French community is waiting eagerly for the French edition because there are so many texts in this book. They prefer to wait for the French one.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I'll be really curious to see the differences, like with the paper and everything. Hi, Renee. Just with the paper and how well it all translates. Like that would be, yeah, I'll be really curious. Like, I think there's so many different, I didn't realize there were so many of the books out in so many different languages. Way back when, Johanna had sent me a care package at one point, and she sent me a version of Secret Garden. And I think actually, I want to say it's Croatian is the version of it. And it's slightly smaller, but it's just it's really cool just with the different, let's see if I don't know. Last time I got up, Zoom froze on me. So fingers crossed. Hang on. I'm going to take my earbuds out real quick and grab it.
Adri asked, do you know Clara Markova? Question for both.
Because I looked up the language on Google Translate. So, hang on. And we all know how reliable Google Translate can be. Oh, sounds good, Renee. But yeah, so Tajna Basta, and it's got the little V accent over the top, and I'm not quite sure. This is probably just the tagline of it, but it's smaller too. So I don't know. I can zoom out a little bit. So
from which country is it?
I think it's Croatian. I think I could be wrong, but yeah. So she signed this one. This was the first signed one that I ever got from her.
Émilie, elle a une édition, elle pense croate, de Jungle Magique. Vous avez vu ça? Or is it Sacred? No, it's Sacred Garden.
Yeah, it's
I
Secret
thought it was
Garden.
Magical Jungle
The
with the
paper.
signature of Johanna Basford. How precious.
Yeah, so the paper's still pretty good. Like, it's pretty thick. In fact, considering how questionable the paper was in some of the earlier versions of Secret Garden, it's really good. But like you can see down at the bottom,
Oh,
it's
yes.
got another language here. So it's really interesting. There was somebody I knew in early days that actually like collected the different language coloring books. Like I know the version from Spain is really pretty of like Enchanted Forest. I think like it's really cool to see like how yes, Croatian. Okay, awesome. Yay, I was right. It's some Slovenian language like Hungarian. Yeah, Audrey says it's Croatian. Very cool. But yeah,
Adri
it's just
asked if we know Clara Markova.
do I have
Yes,
Clara
of course,
Malkova?
we know.
Oh yeah, of
I
course.
don't have any, Adri, because they cost so much to ship to Belgium. It doubles the price of the book.
Yeah, I don't think I have any Clara Markova, but I do know her. Well, no. Do I have one? I don't think so.
Oui, pour répondre à la question d'Adri, on connaît Clara Markova. Ni Émilie ni moi n'en avons. Moi, je n'en ai pas parce que les frais de port sont tellement élevés en fait que ça double le prix du livre et du coup, voilà, j'ai assez d'autres livres, donc j'ai jamais commandé de Clara Markova, mais bien sûr, on connaît Clara Markova. Émilie parlait des différentes éditions de Johanna Basford et donc c'est intéressant, là, elle nous a montré la version croate et les éditions sont légèrement différentes en fonction des pays. Le papier est différent et donc elle trouve ça très intéressant d'un petit peu comparer les différentes éditions. Moi, j'ai la chance, comme je reçois les éditions françaises, des éditions Marabout, qui me les envoient directement, j'ai la chance de pouvoir comparer avec les éditions anglaises que j'ai déjà en main.
So, do you ever add anything to pages that you're coloring? Like way back in the day, for instance, like I would add like different TV characters. Like I did a page in Lost Ocean that had like Dory from Finding Nemo. But like sometimes I'll just add like little bits and like alter the pages just slightly. Have you ever done that with any, not just Johanna's, but just coloring pages in general?
And adding a drawing from a famous character, something like that?
Well, yeah, anything. Or just altering the page to like maybe remove a certain
Yes.
section and change it a little bit.
I've made it a lot. Do you want me to show it? I have 2 pages I think about. I could show it.
Well, yeah, because I guess you switched up even just the hourglass too, because you were able to, what you did with that, like that was just amazing. But yes, please, I'd love to see it.
Thank you. 1 minute.
Mm-hmm.
Here is Lost Ocean.
Okay.
And I will need to uplift the camera, so I will need to ask my son to show how I move. 1 minute.
Yes, you're good.
Hop. Merci, mon cœur.
Oh, I need to do this little.
Here, I added some.
Those are so nice.
I added the dolphins and the birds.
Oh my gosh, they're so good. Look at that shark. Honestly, like they look like stickers. They're so good. Oh, and look at the reflections on the that's so good, Barbara.
Émilie demande si j'ai ajouté des choses sur les pages. Et oui, je montre ma page d'Océan perdu ici, où j'ai fait un sardine run avec tous les prédateurs qui chassent les sardines. This is a sardine run, you know. It's inspired by something which happened really with the sardines. And you have all those predators chasing them. Normally you also have a whale, but I hadn't enough space on the page to add the whale.
They're so good. I love the diving bird up top. That's so nice.
And I've also done it in Magical Jungle. I've added comics characters in it.
Oh, I love that. Now,
Voilà,
are those characters that you just made up, or are those from something specific?
It's from a comic, a Belgian comic. It's Colombe and Olivier.
Oh, those are so nice.
C'est Olivier Rameau, la BD Olivier Rameau, et donc j'ai ajouté ça dedans. So I really often add some patterns in my coloring pages. Here, for example, I added the fishes. Ici, j'ai ajouté les poissons.
My gosh, that is beautiful.
I borrowed them from Chris Cheng. I didn't invent them, and the colors are from Chris Cheng too.
Oh, Chris Cheng is so good. How long did that page take you?
A whole summer, 3 months.
Oh gosh, okay.
Yes, it was awfully long. Each leaf of lily pad was half an hour.
Well, yeah, especially with all the water droplets and everything. That is
Yes.
gorgeous.
Émilie me demande combien de temps j'ai mis pour cette page. J'ai mis tout un été, 3 mois. Chaque feuille de nénuphar m'a pris environ une demi-heure. Donc, c'était super long. So I do it very often. And you,
Yeah.
Emily, do you do it also?
Say that again. Sorry, it broke up a little bit.
Do you also add some patterns on your coloring pages?
So I did earlier on. I haven't done it too much. Like I might do slight alterations, but I didn't. I kind of stopped doing it after I did Instagram more regularly because I was concerned with copyright. But like, so I have one image that I did where I put like I cut them out of the pages, and so I'd have to dig it out right now. But Beast from Beauty and the Beast.
Yes.
Okay, so there's that page in Enchanted Forest that has the flower, like the kind of the rose.
Mm-hmm.
So I drew that one under glass and then added the beast into that page. Another one in Enchanted Forest, it's the double page spread with like the flowers. It's kind of more flowers on the left side and then less on the right. I put the little skunk from Bambi. His name is actually Flower, but I put the little skunk from Bambi on that page. And then, like I said, I did a Lost Ocean one with Dory. So I used to add a lot more. Same thing with the Scarecrow page in Enchanted Forest. I turned that into the Scarecrow from The Wizard of Oz. So I added Dorothy and the Yellow Brick Road and, little Toto and everything. So I used to do it a lot more.
Oh, yes. You do from time to time, but not now. Is that what you are saying?
Yeah, not as much, mostly because I was adding TV characters, and as my Instagram started to grow and everything, I was concerned with getting in trouble with copyright. So I was just like, maybe I should steer clear of the TV characters.
Yeah. But we can see on YouTube people drawing TV characters and have millions of views, and I suppose they don't have trouble. So with
I'll
only
probably be fine now. But
I think you can do it.
Because I think it's considered like fan art rather than anything. Like I think it'd be different if like I was trying to sell images of like Disney characters, but I think otherwise it's just considered fan art. But yeah,
Yes,
I haven't done anything like that in a while. I should again, like a full on.
Well, with 30 days of creativity, we have a kickstart to this kind of drawings.
Well, we got the robots. We could make like, Jetsons robots and stuff.
Yes, for example.
The funny thing is, though, is, I did this ice cream one yesterday. And when I was doing it, I thought that I was on the ice cream page, and I had turned it to this one, and I started drawing it here. And then I realized I was actually on the cake page. And I was like, wait.
You began an ice cream on the cake page. Oh, it would have been so fun if you have finished it there. I'm sure Johanna would have loved it.
Right? Well, I've been drawing so many cakes lately. I was just like, oh man, I can't spoil the cake page with an ice cream cone. I got to draw an epic cake here. Hi, Carol. Thank you. Right.
You color much faster than I do, Emily. You've already done all the background.
Well, to be fair, I'm only using, I'm not doing a ton of different colors because I'm only using the 24. So I think when it's less layers, I suppose, it's quicker. I don't know. I'm using this white. Oh, that was a snap of a, that looks so sad now.
It's the second time it happens to you. I think you have a bad lot.
Oh, I must have. Someone,
you can glue it back.
in and knocking around. It's a tiny bit. We'll just sharpen it. It's cool.
You can glue it back.
Well, how does that work though? If you have a little pencil nib and you glue it back, what happens when you sharpen and you reach the glue?
It makes a strange noise, but it works.
Interesting. Yeah, there you go, Catherine. See, I snap led so much I made a snap emote. If you look in chat, Catherine's using the little pencil snap emote.
Maybe it could damage a little bit your sharpener, so that's why I don't use my DAL 133 to do this. But I've already used it, and I haven't seen any damage.
Yeah, I use the like a shorter one. So this one is the Norris Staedtler sharpener, and it shortens it at a different angle, so you have less lead exposed. So it helps a little bit. But I think honestly, part of it is when I use the white to blend like this, I tend to put a lot more pressure. And so I think part of it is I'm well, I'm putting a lot of pressure. So I'm pressing, well, I said it again. I'm pressing hard. I'm adding pressure. So I think it just makes it so that the lead is a little bit weaker.
I have a question from a French follower for you,
Yes.
Emily. She's not here today, but she will watch the replay.
Mhm.
I'll tell her first in French that I ask you the question.
Yeah.
Donc, Fabienne, j'ai vu que tu avais posé cette question. Je la transmets à Emily. Tu demandais si elle avait l'intention de sortir un livre de coloriage et je vais lui poser la question immédiatement. So, do you intend to to release a coloring book one day, Emily?
I think it'd be nice, but I think that I am going to, if I were to ever release a coloring book, it would be because somebody approached me about releasing a coloring book. Because I've thought about doing Create Space on Amazon, but I got to be honest, the paper is not, I'm not a huge fan of the paper. I know some people are fine with Create Space paper, but I think as a whole that if I ever release a coloring book, I want it to be impressive when it comes out first. So in the meantime, I mean, PDFs are pretty accessible for everyone as it is, but I think that I'd like to. It'd be nice, but I'm kind of waiting to see if the opportunity presents itself. The problem with it in trying to hunt down a publisher on your own is right now the coloring book market is incredibly saturated just because of the popularity of it. So approaching publishing companies and being like, hey, you want to publish my coloring book? They're just like, well, we don't know who you are or where you've come from. So you need to have something that is incredibly unique and incredibly impressive. I mean, take Kirby's, for instance. I mean, he wasn't the first one out of the gate with adult coloring books, but his work is so unique and just so,
Absolutely.
yeah, it's so amazing. Like people are going to, and so there's instances where people have, been able to get in with independent publishers, but breaking into the publishing game on your own is difficult. So what I'm doing in the meantime is when opportunities arise for me to get my work out there other than on Etsy, I definitely take those opportunities up. So for instance, I partnered with the Coloring Lamp to do a collaboration with them. So I did those pages and I just, did a page to release for their new Christmas coloring lamp image. So there's that. So I think if I keep doing projects like that, eventually that could lead me to maybe doing a book someday. But I also feel like I'm still, like, I enjoy drawing. I do, but I also still feel like I'm figuring out what it is exactly that I would want to make a book out of. I'll be honest, I've been having a lot of fun, like, drawing and coloring the food lately. And I've probably enjoyed that more than any of the other things that I've drawn. And I feel like I might be starting to find my niche, but, it takes a little bit to kind of figure it out.
Okay, I'm trying to remind everything you said.
Yeah, sorry. Here, let me concise that. Yes, someday I would like to. Publishers are hard to get in touch with. I am waiting to be discovered, and in the meantime, I take little projects.
Voilà, alors je vais essayer de résumer la longue réponse d'Émilie, Fabienne. Donc, Émilie, dans l'absolu, elle aimerait bien, mais elle n'a pas envie de publier elle-même son livre sur Amazon parce qu'elle n'est pas absolument fan du papier, et je la comprends. Le papier Amazon, c'est vraiment du papier d'imprimante, en fait, et donc colorier dedans, c'est pas vraiment chouette. Donc, ça ne l'intéresse pas. Donc, si elle devait publier un livre, en fait, elle attendrait qu'un éditeur vienne vers elle pour le lui proposer. Elle dit que le marché du livre de coloriage est tellement saturé pour le moment que elle ne se voit pas aller trouver un éditeur et dire hello, j'ai envie de publier un livre de coloriage. L'éditeur va lui dire c'est qui toi, d'où tu viens, qu'est-ce que tu fais? Et si on prend par exemple Kirby Rosanne, lui, il a un style vraiment totalement unique. Que Émilie dit que son style n'est pas aussi unique que ça, qu'elle n'a pas encore vraiment trouvé le créneau dans lequel elle a envie de dessiner, mais qu'actuellement, elle est en train de dessiner, elle prend beaucoup de plaisir à dessiner des gâteaux et des petites choses qui se mangent comme ça. Et donc, elle se demande s'il n'est pas en train de trouver son créneau. Donc, effectivement, si un éditeur vient vers elle pour lui proposer un livre de coloriage, elle sera intéressée, mais tant qu'il n'y a pas cette option-là, elle trouve que Etsy, c'est un bon moyen puisque les PDF, c'est facile à envoyer, c'est facile à imprimer. Les gens peuvent choisir le papier qu'ils utilisent sur leur PDF. Et donc, dans l'immédiat, c'est ça qu'elle fait. Pour le moment, elle travaille à un livre de on appelle ça un collaboration book, un livre de collaboration où plusieurs personnes dessinent dedans. Et peut-être que ça va l'ouvrir un créneau en fait pour faire plus tard un livre de coloriage. Would you tell us more about this collaboration book, Emily?
For the coloring lamp?
It's for the coloring lamp. I hadn't understood that. Yes.
Yeah. So it's a newer company. They came out. Ethan and Christian are the co-owners, and Ethan used to develop coloring lamps for other illustrators, and he decided to. Well, not coloring lamps. They just like produced lamps that had illustrations on them. So then he had the idea to release a coloring lamp, and the idea behind it is you purchase the light fixtures and the lampshade, and it's a specially designed lampshade that you can actually color on with alcohol markers, not necessarily pencils because the light doesn't shine through as well for pencils, but there are a number of different illustrators that have been involved with it, some that have a pretty significant following on Instagram and other social medias and everything. But the cool thing about it is, like, say you have a particular color scheme in your house or your room or whatever, you can color it to match whatever you like. So like my first couple pages, I designed a bird one that had like kind of a macrame kind of style because I was thinking like kind of 60s, 70s style lamp. And then I did an ocean one because I grew up from the coast. And then of course I did the Christmas one. But yeah, the idea is you can color your own lamp, and they even have blank pages. So if you wanted to draw and design your own, you could.
Ok. Donc, c'est pas un livre de collaboration, j'ai mal compris. Ce sont les lampes, en fait, les lampes à colorier, et donc coloring lamp, ça s'appelle. Et en fait, donc c'est plusieurs illustrateurs qui dessinent des lampes à colorier qui sont prévues pour être coloriées avec plutôt des feutres que des crayons. Et donc, par exemple, si vous avez une pièce avec un thème de couleur bien précis dans la pièce, et bien grâce à la lampe à colorier, vous pouvez avoir une lampe dont le thème correspond tout à fait à la pièce que vous avez. Donc ça, c'est vraiment intéressant. This is very interesting, the coloring lamp. Now it's my permanent green olive that I can't find back.
Yeah, it was a really unique idea. Fem, as far as what colors I'm using, so these don't have names, they just have numbers, but I used kind of the red, orange, and the yellow. So number 2 and number 1, to be perfectly honest. Like I said, they don't have names. So just kind of a red, orange, and a yellow, and then white on top to kind of smooth it out a little bit. I have to remember though, because I forget sometimes in the Johanna books, if I press too hard with the white, I smear the ink from the book and it kind of muddies the color just a little bit, but otherwise it works.
I really love your shading on the flowers, Emily.
Thank you. Yours too. I love the contrast that you get in your flowers. Like those pink flowers, just your darks and your lights are really nice. Fem, these are the Staedtler Super Soft. Oh.
Something here.
There we go. Okay, we're good.
Thank you, the
Kenny.
sound has okay. Could you repeat the question, Emily?
Fem asked me what color pencils or which ones I was using, and it's the Staedtler Super Soft.
Okay.
Yeah, and I know, sorry chat, I know that I'm missing a lot of questions and stuff, but my brain only has the capacity to multitask so much. So the mods are answering questions as they can go, but if it's something you really need me to see, put it in caps and I will do my best.
Yes, me too. Good, I can't read the chat at the same time as I speak with you, and so don't hesitate to ask if we missed a question. You can ask in the comments after the video, and we'll do our best to answer.
Absolutely. I told Steve was in chat the other day, and he had asked a question. He was just being ornery, but he did ask a question, and I didn't see it. I missed it, so I told chat, I was like, all right, so if this tells you anything, don't feel bad. Don't take it personally if I miss your question or comment, because I miss Steve's and he's my partner for life. I'm the mother of his children and I can't even keep up with his comments. So don't take it personally.
It would be very nice. I know a Brazilian colorist. I think it's her husband, Carol Pafiadace, and her husband reads all the questions all along the live. And so she just colors and answers to the question.
Nice.
How nice.
That is nice. Well, usually the way that it works for us is so like today, Wednesday, Steve is home, but he also is working from home. So he has like a bunch of meetings downstairs while I do this. And then like in the evenings, he's usually, because usually about the time that I start streaming is when the kids go to bed. But our youngest is still young enough that he struggles to actually go to bed sometimes. So we need one parent out there to manage to make sure everybody's staying in bed. Let's see. How do I
My
like the super
son
soft?
sometimes want. Sorry.
No, I was just reading Tina's. How do you like super soft compared to the Ergo Soft? I still like the Ergo Soft better. And yes, Shannon is correct. There's 24.
And how does the white work on this set, Emily?
I honestly haven't used it too much. Honestly, the only white that I ever really use is the Prismacolor. It's not bad though. I think it's though because when I use white, I expect it to act like the Prismacolor does. It's not terrible, but it lightens it. It doesn't really move any of the pigment around. So, I mean, I guess it does its job in that sense, but it's not anything that I would grab for right away.
It's not really blending. Actually,
Yeah.
it doesn't blend the colors, maybe.
Yeah, it really doesn't. And I think, like I said, I think anytime I use a white, I just want it to be like a Prismacolor. And it's just like, well,
Yes.
you're not performing to my standards.
Je demandais à Émilie comment. Donc, quelqu'un lui demandait qu'est-ce qu'elle pensait de ce set. Elle préfère c'est Ergosoft? It's Ergosoft, the other set you have.
Yeah, the Ergosoft.
Yes.
Yeah, I love those ones.
Elle préfère les Ergosoft que les Suprasoft. Et donc, moi, je lui demandais du coup comment fonctionnait le blanc, qu'est-ce qu'elle pensait du blanc. Elle dit que le blanc, il n'a pas l'air de vraiment blender les couleurs, mais qu'en même temps, quand elle utilise un blanc, en fait, elle s'attend à ce qu'il fonctionne comme le blanc Prismacolor. Et ici, c'est pas le cas, donc elle préfère le blanc Prismacolor.
Hi, Marilyn. The white Prismacolor is okay to blend stuff out, but not the greatest. Yeah, I mean, I use it a lot, especially when I have a limited palette, like when I'm using Ergosoft or something, because it allows me to get variations, especially if I have only a small selection of like, I don't know, like browns that maybe aren't as cool as I'd like it to be. It helps to get rid of some of that warmth. Honestly, I think every set needs like a putty beige color from Prismacolor. I think that would be so handy. You know, the funny thing is when I first started receiving these books from Johanna, I didn't actually like coloring the nameplate page because I just felt like, I don't know, I was just like, well, gosh, she hand drew on this. I'm going to mess it up. Like, I never do it. It took me so long to get comfortable with doing it. It was hilarious.
I have the same impression, but coloring it together, it's really nice to jump together on this page.
Exactly. I see everybody in chat is mentioning Suzanne. Yes, Suzanne is amazing. She does a lot of tutorials over on Instagram. But on the second, she's going to have Johanna live on her Instagram. So if you're not already following Suzanne, I believe it's Suzanne WB over on Instagram. You should go check her out. Kenny or Shannon, can you guys actually share a link to Suzanne's Instagram? But yeah, it's gonna be on the 2nd, and Johanna is gonna be live over there.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, very cool.
Teresa, hello Teresa. Where do you come from?
Was it what?
There is Teresa who is coming and saying hello.
Oh, hello, Teresa. Just outlining.
I don't know. I don't think you answered the question.
What was the question?
Does the white, it's Femme who asked, does the white polychromos blend well with Prismas?
I mean, if you're talking about you're saying the white polychroma. I don't know. I don't generally use the white polychroma either because it's an oil versus wax. I find that wax on top of oil tends to blend better than oil on top of wax. But I guess that would be something that you would need to practice well with. It's not something I immediately grab for, but...
Une question intéressante, c'est est-ce que le polychromos blanc se blende bien par-dessus les Prismacolor? Et Émilie répond que, et je suis assez d'accord avec elle, répond que en fait, elle préfère blender de l'huile avec de la cire que de la cire avec de l'huile. Et donc, comme les polychromos sont à l'huile, plus à l'huile, et que les Prismacolor sont plus à la cire, son réflexe est toujours d'utiliser le blanc Prismacolor. Mais bien sûr, si vous avez envie d'essayer, en fait, il n'y a rien de tel que la pratique pour déterminer ce qui fonctionne et ce qui ne fonctionne pas.
See, I love listening to you do that. Fem, I'm probably not going to do that right now, only because I don't have the stuff pulled out for that. I'm going to find my blender wherever I put it. Oh, actually, you know what I'm going to use? I'm going to use the Finesse blender. I hadn't used that one before. Well, yeah, Fem, I would have to get them all out. So sorry, I'm not going to do that. Use the Finesse blender a little bit. Well, it is 10:47, so we've got a few minutes left here. I think we'll probably wrap this up here shortly. I did like half of it, so I'll have to do the other half at another time. How are you doing on yours?
It's okay. I'm almost finished my half without the background, so it's perfect. The time is perfect.
I agree. I think it's been good. Let's see. Do we have any other questions? Well, maybe I can do it on a future day, Fem, when I've got those pencils out.
So I have a question for you, Emily.
Yes.
Do you have a nickname?
Do I have a nickname? Well,
that you would like to share, of course, if it's private.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. So my sisters and my mother, they call me Emma. We had a family friend that would call me Emmy Rue when I was younger. I was not a fan of that one. There's been Embellini. They just pretty much any words that can't actually be words that use M made everybody happy. But also M, just EM.
Yeah.
But probably the ones that have stuck the most into adulthood is probably my mother and my sisters calling me Emma.
Emma.
But,
So.
yeah.
Ok. Je demande à Émilie si elle avait un petit surnom. Et donc, elle dit que sa mère et sa sœur l'appellent Emma et régulièrement, on l'appelle M. Elle a déjà eu aussi différentes variations qui commencent par M.
Yeah, I didn't even know how Emmy Rue or Embellini came out. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's totally random. What about you? Do you have any nicknames?
Yes, some people call me Babs.
Sorry, I missed that. Call you what?
Babs.
Oh, Babs. Oh, that's cute. I like that.
Babs. And also, when I was playing on internet, I had the French name of Tinkerbell. It's in French we say clochette. So some people still today call me Clo.
Oh, I like that. My oldest actually loves Tinkerbell. In fact, she is going to be Tinkerbell for Halloween. Like, she is all about the fairies. Oh. So yeah, Tinkerbell is her absolute favorite.
She's so cute. And so in the Facebook group Johanna Bass for your page, I joined. I was invited to join the team, and so when I told them that story, they began to call me Tink. I love that.
That's so cute.
I love that too. Say, I like Babs.
Yeah, I like it. It's adorable. I just want to call you M's. I've been called M's before. There's so many different iterations of Emily. But yeah, Emma is probably the one that stuck the most. In fact, yeah, I don't think my sister calls me anything different. It's always just Emma.
There is Rabia asking, how do I decide which colors to do? Rabia, I just decided I would make some pink flowers and some blue ones and some purple ones and some yellow ones. So I've prepared some combos. So for the pink ones, for example, I've prepared four pink colors, and when I've done it, I eventually add another one, and I do the same for the other colors. I began with these two ones, which are terracotta and light cadmium yellow, and then I found it wasn't a good blending, so then I added some dark cadmium orange, and I added some another orange that I don't have here now, but I added another one. And when I need a little more shadow, I just add some sepia. So that's how I pick. I just take 2 or 3 colors, and then I complete to have a nice blending.
Same here. Pencils that we're both using. So I'm using the Staedtler Super Soft. Barbara is you use like a combination of the Luminance, the Prismacolors, the Faber-Castells. What all did you use over there?
Mostly polychromos and 1 or 2 Prismacolor, and the white luminance.
Yeah, there we go. I love it. Well, awesome. Well, does anybody have any additional questions for us before we head out today? I know there's a little bit of a delay here, so while we wait for that, Barbara, thank you so much for coming on and joining today. I know we'd been talking for a while about wanting to do a buddy color. It was so hard to find the right time, but this worked out so well. I had so much fun.
Yes, and I'm so happy I've colored in this book with you. This page will be forever the one in which Johanna has written and that I've colored with you. It's a very special page for me forever.
Exactly. Renee says, how are you finding the finesse? I love it, Renee. I love it so much. I had a couple people message me after I posted the review saying that maybe their nibs didn't last as long, but I don't know how hard they're pushing on them. It seems to be fine so far, but I haven't used them as much, so I suppose only time will tell on it. But I do, out of all of the colorless blender pens that I tried, I liked the finesse the best.
And I want to thank you a million times, Emily, for inviting me here to make this live with you. It makes me so happy. Thank you a million.
Of course, this was awesome. Yes, when it is done, I will finish it. I'll have to find some time to do the other half. But you know, if you just look at this half and just pretend that the rest of the half looks like the other half, then we'll be good to go.
I think I will do the other half either in video, either in a live coloring. I don't know yet, but I will give all the combos for the followers who want to follow along this page with me.
You're doing better than me. I was not keeping track. I'm like, let's grab a pink and a blue, you know? Anyway,
like Johanna says, with a smaller set of pencil, you have less choice, so it's easier to pick up your pencils.
Exactly.
Than with a large
Kenny
set.
says one last question. Hang on, gonna hang tight here.
Alors, si vous avez une dernière question, c'est le moment, les amis. On va bientôt couper. Antoine veut dire bonjour.
Bonjour tout le monde. Hello everybody.
Oh,
My son says hello.
hello.
He knows a few words in English now.
I don't know that I would classify them as for little kids, Nina, mostly because, think of it this way. When you think kids' pencils, you think, okay, Crayola. But I have seen for a fact some beautiful pages come out with Crayola. So don't think I would classify maybe Crazy Arts. Okay, maybe I would classify Crazy Arts as kid pencils. But aside from that, I don't know that I would necessarily classify any pencils as pencils for little kids. Maybe in the term of they're more durable and can stand up to maybe the little bit more roughness that kids handle with them. But otherwise, I think all pencils are for everybody of all ages, just because, you know, they're pencils, they're fun, it's good stuff. But anyway, yes, okay, there is there is Barbara's YouTube. So if you are not following Barbara yet, be sure to give her a little subscribe there so you can see when she goes live and when she posts new content. It's the same with her Instagram. She's under Barbara Colors there. So feel free to check her out. I think we are going to head out. So Barbara, once more, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you everybody for being here and hanging out with us. I know we've got some new people in here. We are across the globe today and it was absolutely amazing. So thank you everyone for being here. Barbara, thank you for being here. And yeah, we will see you all later, chat. Barbara, you want to say goodbye?
I want to say the same in French. Donc, merci beaucoup les amis d'avoir suivi ce live bilingue en anglais et en français. Ce live qui rejoignait deux communautés de coloriage. On a été ravis de vous avoir tous ensemble ici sur ce live. J'espère qu'on pourra refaire ça très vite. Et de toute façon, on vous retrouve très, très bientôt en vidéo. Merci beaucoup les amis. À bientôt et bon coloriage. Happy colorings!
All right, everyone. Bye!
Bye bye! Au revoir tout le monde!